Hey there, friends. Pastor Dave here with another weekly devotion for all the saints. Hope you're doing well this Wednesday. Got a reading from Max Lucado's You Can Count on God here in this second week of Lent. Again, this isn't specifically a Lenten devotion, but I thought it was helpful for the topic of self-reflection. Romans 12:3, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought. The other day I saw some children at play on a large vacant lot where someone had dumped a mound of dirt. They were playing the greatest of kid games, King of the Mountain. The rules are as simple as they are brutal. Fight your way to the top and shove off anyone who threatens to take your spot. It was a slugfest of crawling, pushing, and falling. King of the Mountain is not just a kid's game. Versions are played in every dormitory, classroom, boardroom, and bedroom. And since mountaintop real estate is limited, people get shoved around. Mark it down. If you want to be king, someone is going to suffer. Your arrogance might prompt a broken marriage, an estranged friendship, or a divided office. Pride comes at a high price. Don't pay it. Consider the counsel of the Apostle Paul. Do not think of yourself more highly than you ought. In other words, it is not always good to be the king. Saints, I do remember playing that game on the playground when I was a kid. We called it King of the Hill, but it was the same basic thing. And the problem was we played this kind of on the playground play structure, which meant it could actually get a little dangerous with kids especially who aren't always that good at regulating it and recognizing that we could actually hurt each other by pushing each other off of this slide or off of this monkey bars. And I remember a few twisted ankles and sprained wrists. I remember teachers insisting that we stop playing that game. And I remember kids who just couldn't figure out that this was not a good idea. Now we grow up and we do get a little bit better at recognizing maybe the harm that we do to each other, at regulating ourselves and holding back a little bit. But we do continue to compete, don't we? We continue to try to get to the top of the heap, to try to be the one calling the shots, the one in charge. And in many cases, I think we end up hurting each other, not because we want to, not because not because we're doing things actively or intentionally that are going to cause harm to another person, but because we don't recognize how our own self-will comes at the cost or at the expense of another. We may not think about it or really consider when we get that raise or that promotion that somebody else might be losing their job at the same time because the budget has to balance. When we fight for where we're going to go on the family vacation or even where we're going to eat for dinner tonight, we may not really consider the opinions that we are trampling. We may not consider what someone else is giving up in order for us to get our way. Saints, I think one of the most important things that we do as Christians is expand our perspective. It is to take a look at what's happening from someone else's point of view. Because it's so easy to get locked in narrowly to our own considerations, our own opinions. How is this good for me? Or how does this impact me? And at the same time, we just ignore how it's impacting someone else. What decisions have you made lately? And if you mull them over a little bit, I bet you could see some ways that you hadn't thought about how they would impact someone else. So, for this season of Lent, let's try as best we can to elevate other people's perspectives. Let's try to see it from their eyes. Let's try to, before we make a decision, before we take an action, consider what this is going to do to someone else. It's your devotion for this week, Saints. Hope it's helpful. Hope it's worth thinking about. Hope you are doing well and staying healthy. I'll be praying for you. Please keep praying for me, and I'll see y'all again soon. Take care.